Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps today. I just want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to everybody who has taken the time to write me and say, hey Jen, did you listen to The Good, The Bad, and The Rugby? I'm here to tell you, yes, I did. And I enjoyed it so much, I listened again. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just want to bring it to your attention. And again, a huge thank you to everybody who brought it to my attention. This podcast. And I do want to let you know you can listen to it wherever you download your podcast from, but you can also find it here on YouTube. So if you're like, Jen, what is this? Let me tell you. The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby had on the Prince and Princess of Wales, as well as the Princess Royal, Princess Anne. And I enjoyed the heck out of this show. I have a few little clips that I'm going to play here, but I really want you to go and watch or listen to it. And I think you'll enjoy it too. I'm not a sports person as far as I don't watch any team sports. It's just not my thing personally, but I still got, even though this is mostly sports-based, I still got such a kick out of this interview. I listened to it first, just on my podcast app, but then I had to go back and watch it on YouTube. And if you have the chance to do that, that's how I would suggest taking it in, because then you get to see everybody's expressions, body language, all that stuff, and just really enjoy it. But again, The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby. It's hosted by Alex Payne, James Haskell, and Mike Tyndall. Now, we know who he is because he's married to Zara. Zara, of course, being the Princess Royal's daughter. So she is cousin to Prince William, but also godmother to little Prince George. But in this episode, Mike, Alex, and James got to sit down with, again, the Prince and Princess of Wales, as well as the Princess Royal, and talk to them about the importance of sport. So I'm going to play a couple of clips, and then we'll continue to talk about this. So I'm going to talk over this part because they're playing very loud music. I can't play for you, but it's very funny. So don't skip the beginning part because they rib Mike for... they're like, we don't know how we got this interview. And of course, it's because of him that they're able to get the interview. And then they make jokes about trying on crowns and things.
The Prince and Princess of Wales and the Princess Royal, thank you so much for joining us on The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby. It's very, very nice to see you. I hope you've summered well. I hope you're excited about all things Rugby World Cup. James and Mike are alongside. We always have to, it's a bit like Ant and Dec. We have to position ourselves as the good, the bad, and the rugby. And I know how much planning has gone in. So have we got the good, the bad, and the rugby, or is it the good, the bad, and the rugby? Either way, you're not winning. We can
I'm
appoint
just older.
Yeah, no, but perhaps the deepest love of the sport as well. Would that be fair?
So again, I'm encouraging you to go to watch it. So I'm not going to play all this, but the introductions are great. It's very cool to see the personalities. It's fun to see... Again, Princess Anne with William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. And we get to learn a little bit more about Catherine. You know, I'm such a fan of hers and her competitive nature.
How competitive are both of you? Because Mike, I'm not going to lie, I don't want to really say, but he has made out both of you are super, super competitive. A bit like Monica and Chandler from Friends.
I'm really not that competitive. I don't know where this is coming from.
If you guys played table tennis, it will go on for hours and hours, and it'd be like double or quits. Is it like that?
I don't think we've actually managed to finish a game of tennis.
No.
The two of us.
Is there a reason
really?
for that?
The rackets are all broken.
Is that McEnroe style
It
endings?
becomes a mental challenge
Really?
between the two of us.
Yeah, it's who can out mental
Really?
each other. Oh yeah.
And how much of this it goes to the kids? Are they showing signs of this competitive? I know
Just a little bit, I
What
would
I think
suggest.
is really interesting is that they are all obviously very different temperaments. And as they're growing and trying out different sports, and it's going to be really, they're obviously still really young, it's going to be interesting to see how that grows and develops.
And what about yours?
I'm going to stay well away from mine. Mine's well documented on this podcast. What were Pete and Zara like?
Peter was dreadful in terms of losing, that we had one or two discussions. He was really quite small.
I would say that my wife and I have that competitiveness about anything. If we play tennis or she would always want to beat me. She always talks about a sprinting career. Sorry if she watches this.
Zara's sprinting career.
Yeah.
That was quite short.
Hurdles.
Was it?
Yeah, she was very good.
Hurdles.
Yeah, she was very good.
I'm going to stop it here because there's so much more to this. And again, I want you to actually go watch the video. And again, a huge thank you to everybody who pointed me toward this. I really enjoyed this. I did. Again, even if you're not into sports, it gives an interesting glimpse behind the scenes. You get to see more of William and Catherine and the way that they interact with each other, more of the Princess Royal and behind the scenes there, even Zara and Mike's relationship. And I'm here for all of it. So definitely check it out. I learned an interesting fact about Catherine. She likes to, sounds like she's, we've seen the pictures that she's super sporty, of course, but one of her favorite activities she talks about, she loves to swim in very cold water. And I find that so interesting. I actually just watched a documentary about swimming in cold water and how some people just find it extra invigorating and it speaks to them. To me, it just makes me cold to think about. But she said she really enjoys swimming in cold water, and I find that fascinating. I also love that Mike was teasing her about her competitiveness, and they go into, apparently they have played beer pong. And I don't know why that strikes me so funny, but it does. And that apparently Catherine gets competitive during that. I love that. I want to go play beer pong with her. That sounds like so much fun. So again, a huge thank you to everybody who showed me the existence of this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and highly recommend that if you have any interest in seeing them, just kind of have fun. And but also talk about the importance of sport. Definitely check out this episode. It's available if you want to see the video here on YouTube. Just search The Good, The Bad, and The Rugby, and you'll find it. Or you can find it wherever you listen to podcasts if you just want the audio version. What else? I did want to mention I got to be on a podcast, and I really enjoyed myself. I ended up talking to the guy for like 2 hours, but it's called Sean Atwood. You'll find it's called A Royal Mess is a subheading under Sean Atwood Podcasts. And I'm on there. And so I get to talk. It ends up going for like an hour and 20 minutes. And we had the best time. It was a guy named Ron that was interviewing me. And Paula was on there as well. We had a lot of fun just talking about those two. And so definitely encourage you to check it out if that's something you're interested in. As always, thank you for the support there. But this was fun. I enjoyed, again, covering something like this that doesn't necessarily involve Hank and Skank. So look for me to try to work these in when possible. I know a lot of people just show up for the drama. I understand that. That will continue. But I'm going to try to work in more stories like this. So definitely check that out. If you want to further support the show, check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can find our bonus episodes, extra deep dives, extra content, that sort of thing. Sometimes you'll see that I'll break down some stories first over there and then bring them to the main channel, just different stuff like that. Check that out, and you can become an executive producer. So now I'm going to thank my executive producers because we have even more. And a lot of people say, why do you put it at the end? Because it's up to you. If you want to stay and listen, I appreciate the heck out of that. And a lot of people do. That's awesome. And if it's not your thing, I get that too. You can just click right off right here. Up to you. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Now let's thank my executive producers. A huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robbins Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Big Bad John. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Duck Barf. Your name is always funny to me. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Vicky loves her corgi. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Genesee. Thank you, Essie. Thank you, Lady Grandmother. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Funky Buddha. And thank you, Trish. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Kay Coffee. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, K Cubed. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Stragoria. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Morty, por favor. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Salami Mommy. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, Shiny. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Annalise. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Airdrie. Thank you, Lori Ann. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Krisha. Thank you, Jay Jordan. Thank you, Ariella. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Pimtai. Can you guys believe I ran out of namespace on the other one, so I had to start a new list here. It's just unbelievable. Thank you to everybody who has signed up to be an executive producer. If you're interested, definitely check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great day. Bye-bye.